gonna try something new where I guess I just talk about stuff because I have this issue where I will have things to talk about, and then when I want to actually do something with it, I don't feel like talking about it anymore because I guess my brain got bored of it or something. Very unfortunate. The Netflix geeked thing happened, and I didn't really like watch it because, well, first of all, I forgot it was happening, so that's first and foremost. But second, I don't know. I guess I feel like most of the stuff they're gonna talk about, I wasn't really interested in. Like last time they did it, I was like, oh yeah, let's check it out. Avatar is coming out. The last Airbender. I don't mean the blue people thing. Avatar is coming out. One Piece is coming out. I think there were some like cartoons that I was like, oh, it looks cool. But this year I was kind of like, not really anything that I was really thinking they're going to talk about. And that was until I saw the trailer for the Devil May Cry TV show. Now, this show has actually been announced for a long time. It's been a couple of years, I'm pretty sure. Back in like 2018, this was announced. Okay, this the screen of my iPad is so bright, but like the person who's producing the show is Adi Shankar. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, but he's worked on Castlevania. I don't remember his full extent on that project. I also know he did Laserhawk, which is the show that has Rayman in it for some reason. Okay, so he was a showrunner and executive producer on Castlevania, so that is his extent on that. And he also was on Nocturne. I think they did announce who was writing it. Someone named Alex Larson. Damn, they said 8 episodes only. That sucks. I was kind of hoping it'd be longer. I don't know, man. I just don't like this age of streaming where shows are just short as shit. I understand, like, it makes sense for certain shows. Like, Arcane is like 8 episodes, I'm pretty sure. But the episodes are long. Like, they're hour-long episodes. So, like, that kind of makes up for it, I think. But I have to assume that this is going to be 30 minutes each episode. The animation's being done by Studio Mir. Those are the people who did Legend of Korra and Voltron. Also, they did the last season of Boondocks, and Kipo, and a bunch of other things. They're a good studio. Like, I think they have good animation, so I don't really mind them animating this show, honestly. That's pretty cool. Dante's voice actor had announced, like, last year that he wasn't going to be voicing the character, which didn't really bother me too much because, at least just from the design, I could already tell that this was like, they're doing something different with this. I had to assume that this was a project where they were going to do like a different iteration of Devil May Cry. Like, they're going to do their own thing with it and make a separate continuity of some kind, and that's fine. I think that's cool. I think that's probably the best way to go about this with an animated show. They could have just done a show adapting the games, but it's like, if you want to experience the story, just play the damn games. I do want to take this time to rant about something that bothers me, and it's mainly with Netflix. Netflix needs to stop calling these shows animes when they are not. Now, I want to preface this before I go any deeper. I am not like one of those like weird elitist nationalist like dick suckers for Japan or anything. Like those people who are like, oh, the Westerners are ruining the stuff I like. That is not where I stand on any of this, and I feel like, especially if you're not even an Asian person, it's really stupid to think that way. It's like, you're from Ohio, like, you're not okay. But I still have this weird feeling when like people and companies specifically refer to these types of shows as animes, like to the extent where they are branding them as anime on their site. Like they're doing it with the Lara Croft show. They're doing it with this show, with Devil May Cry. I feel like they did it with Castlevania. I know people mistakenly call it an anime, but like, I feel like Netflix also kind of like leaned into that too. And I just don't like it. I don't really like it. I don't know why. I actually do know why. I don't know why I said that. I know exactly why I don't like it. Me personally, I feel like my criteria of what an anime is literally like what is the country of origin, and just kind of go from there. Because I know that the semantics around the term anime is really dumb and stupid, and like we don't really need to be arguing over it. Anime is just the Japanese term for cartoons, so like technically calling this an anime isn't wrong. I guess I just don't like it because I feel like in my mind, anime is specifically referring to Japanese animation, like animation made from Japanese people and Japanese culture. Not that the shows and the animation have to be about Japanese culture, just that the art itself is coming from a place informed by that culture, if that makes any sense. Like Panty and Stocking is still an anime, even though it takes inspiration from cartoons. It's still being made from a Japanese perspective. Does that make any sense? Avatar has anime inspirations, but it is ultimately still, that is a cartoon made by and created by people who are not Japanese. So I don't really count that. That's not an anime to me. Not only that, but I think when it comes to Netflix specifically, I don't like it because it feels like they're using the term anime as a catch-all term for adult-oriented action cartoons that look cool. That's it. Like they're using it to describe something. They're using it to refer to their cartoons that don't look like Big Mouth, that are aimed at older audiences. That's what they're using the term for. And I think that's very weird and wrong. I don't really agree with kind of using the term as like this is the cool cartoons, because if anything that is just as reductive as saying animes for kids. I don't think we should be trying to subscribe demographics in that way to anime when anime inherently is not, it's not a genre. Like it's just a term for animation from Japan. Like why are we referring to the Laura Croft show as an anime? It doesn't even look like, I mean, not that the art style means anything. Art style is not a criteria with anime. I'm not trying to say that. But like,
Not to mention that the show is being produced in Texas.
I don't know, what happened to calling things the animated series? Laura Croft the animated series, Don't Make Cry the animated series. You don't even have to do that. Just add like a subtitle to it that can just distinguish it for people. Devil May Cry Dante's Origins or something. I have no clue. Because they already used Dante's Awakening for 3, so they can't say that again. I mean, the show itself is just called Devil May Cry, so I'm not saying they did do that. Like they did what they had to do. I watched the trailer, and first of all, I was very excited to see the trailer because we basically had no news about this for years. And that teaser they showed last year was cool and all, but it didn't really show much of anything. It was just kind of like, hey, it exists, and I don't know. I feel like I'm growing more tired of trailers that don't show anything, or teasers. I know teasers don't really show anything. Like that's just kind of this is kind of par for the course. But like, yeah, I don't know. But we finally got a trailer, and the show's coming out next year. And when it started, I was like, oh no, this is gonna look like Invincible. It doesn't, and I'm not even saying that to say that Invincible looks bad. I don't think it looks bad. I think people, it doesn't look as good as other cartoons. I'll say that, like putting it side by side to Castlevania, but that feels unfair, right? To pit that against a powerhouse cartoon, that just feels unfair. But no, Invincible doesn't look bad. I just, Devil May Cry is such a bombastic, like, franchise that it needs to have that over the top animation. Which then it cut to the plane, and I was like, okay, that's okay. We're back. We're back. I spoke too soon. We're back. I remember I was concerned because I didn't see a lot of demons. I did rewatch the trailer and I was like, okay, there are demons in this, and they do look creepy and funky. I was just worried because like the main like part of the main appeal for DMC is that it has like the craziest monster designs ever. They have to go all out for the show, I feel, and what I've seen so far is okay. It's just that like I need to see more creatures because he was also fighting a lot of goons. I'm not talking about the gross kind. That was bad. Oh my god. But yeah, trailer was fun. Trailer was good. Again, we still don't really know much, so like I can't really say too much in terms of what's going on. I like Dante's design. I think he is very handsome and cute. For reference, I like DMC, but I'm gonna be so real with you. I hadn't started playing those games until this year. Before I was like, the meme where it's like, don't fuck with Persona fans. We haven't even played the games. That's kind of how I am with Devil May Cry. I just hadn't played the games for years until like recently. I'm playing 4. I started playing 4, and it's fun. But yeah, maybe it's because I was introduced to DMC through 5, but I really like Nero. Nero is definitely my favorite, and then Dante's okay. I like him, but like Nero's my favorite. I don't know. He just something about him appeals to me more than Dante, and I don't know why. I can't tell you why. Because I do really still like Dante a lot. Speaking of Nero and Dante, when I watched this trailer and I was like, okay, I just need to hear him speak because I already know they're gonna get a different person to voice him. It's just a matter of if he sounds good. And then he said words.
Demon hunting.
And I was like, you did not just get Johnny Young Bosch again. Johnny Young Bosch is one of my favorite voice actors. I really like him. I grew up liking him in a lot of the stuff I watched growing up, like animes and stuff. He voices Nero in Devil May Cry. Nero was introduced in 4. I think that game came out in like 2008 or something. So that's how long ago he voiced that character for the first time. He voiced him again in 5, which came out in like 2018 or something. It's incredibly strange to hear the guy who voices Dante's nephew voicing Dante, right? And like, I understand that this version of Dante is probably going to be a younger one. I think they're definitely going to take from DMC 3, which is canonically the first one. They have like a dude at the end who's like a bunny guy who's apparently from the DMC 3 manga, which is, I didn't know that. That's a deeper cut than I would know. But I knew they were going to make this like a younger Dante, so them recasting him was fine. Recasting him as JYB is strange to me because he already voices a character existing in the franchise, specifically one who is related to Dante. So when I hear him speak, I don't hear Dante, I hear Nero saying Dante lines. I hear Nero saying jackpot, right? Johnny Young Bosch is a great voice actor, but like, does his greed know no bounds? Like, he just couldn't just be like, I'll leave it up to somebody else, He just had to have it. I'm being facetious here. I'm not saying that he took this away from somebody. He probably he deserves the role. It's okay. I'm not trying to paint him out in a different way. I will say though that I think that is still a very weird casting decision, just based on context and the fact that he's already in the series as somebody else. So, and he has such a recognizable voice. Like, there was no way like everyone was going to know this. I know this, and my friends are like, oh well, they haven't confirmed it. And it's like, that's Johnny. Do we even need them to say it? Like, that's him. Who cares? Something I noticed like after the trailer, and I like took a closer look, and someone probably already noticed this too, but I, this whatever. Because I was like, man, it's really weird that Nero's voice actor is voicing him. But then I looked at his design. I looked at Dante's design. And I was like, he kind of looks like DMC4 Nero, like with the haircut. And then I got scared because I was like, does this mean anything? Like, please don't. And JYB said that there was a reason for the casting, which could just be like, it might not have anything to do with the story. It could just be him being like, you know, they casted me for a reason. Like, it could mean anything. But they have to know, right? Like, they have to know. There's no way that they don't know. Like, I can't just buy simply that they just happened to cast him as Dante for no reason. Or just for the reason that, like, oh, well, you could do it to, like, there's something else going on with this, right? There just has to be. I don't know, maybe my friend said that it could be Nero going back in time to like mess with something or to fix something, but he has to pose as Dante in so that the timeline doesn't get fucked up. And then my theory, which is even stupider, was that this version of Dante is actually not, like, he is Dante, but he's actually an alternate version of Nero from another universe, where Nero kind of took on Dante's role. And, like, there's, like, multiverse stuff. I don't know. Like, it could just be, he could just be voicing him and that's it. Like, there's nothing else to it. But, like casting him, knowing who he voices in the main franchise, having his hair look like DMC4 Nero anyways, like, that's weird. That has to mean something, right? Maybe I'm thinking too deeply about it. And if it means something, I really hope it doesn't mean what I think it means. I hope it's just simply hey, this is a younger version of Dante, so we got this dude who can do a young voice to voice him, because Nero is kind of like the younger Dante, so this is the but yeah, cool trailer regardless. I guess I'll just have to get used to JYB voicing him. I saw people being like, oh man, like, because people have compared Dante to Vash from Trigun, and they're like, oh man, like, now they're even more similar. And it's like, guys, Johnny already voices a guy in DMC who has a crazy supernatural power arm that later turns into a robot arm. And he's also, you know, jumping around being goofy. Like, I mean, Nero isn't as goofy as Dante. He has more edge to him. He's kind of more of like an angsty teenager. I don't know, maybe that's why I was more partial to Nero, because I like my angsty guys. I don't know. But I do like Dante. And I feel like I am more partial to like DMC3 Dante, if that makes sense. I don't know what that says about me. Do I just not like older Dante? I like him though. I don't know. I feel like if there's a future game where Nero's like a DILF, I would be very into that. So I don't think that's the case. Anyways, trailer cool. I guess my only thing is like just more, how are they going to adapt the story from the games? And I remember my friend was asking, like, what do you think they're going to do? Are they going to do, like, an origin prequel type thing where this takes place before DMC3? Or is it just going to be DMC3? And I said, I think they're going to do both. I think they're, like, going to do a Stampede thing. They're going to do a Trigun Stampede, dude, where it's both a prequel in the sense that it's kind of an origin, setting up the characters like kind of showing them developing into the version of the characters that we know already. But they're also going to rearrange events from the games or just from DMC3, if that makes any sense. I think they're gonna rearrange a lot of stuff. That's my prediction, though I do feel like this might lean more into the origin aspect of it, because we haven't really seen any characters aside from Dante who are already in the games. I think they confirmed that Lady's gonna be in it and Virgil, but no one else. So, anyways, that's my thoughts on that. I'll be watching.